DaBaby's apologizing.
Yeah.
He's apologizing. DaBaby's bending over. DaBaby is bending over. You know what's really funny, though? This is what I don't understand. Like, why motherfuckers won't just apologize. It's like, you lie to secure the bag. Like, if let's say you come from a world where you're a hustler, right? You lie to secure the bag. The cops go, yo, you selling drugs? You go, no. You don't stand on it. Yes, I'm a drug dealer. I'm a drug salesman. I sell drugs to make tons of money.
10 toes down.
Exactly. You lie to secure the bag, right?
Okay.
So the reason why he got fucked up is because he doubled down. If he said that shit and then came out immediately and he was just like, yo, I was just trying to hype up the audience. I said some dumb shit. Like, now that you guys pointed out, it's absolutely ridiculous. My bad. I fucked up.
Yeah, I was drunk on stage or some shit.
I was drunk. Like, I was getting charged up. I literally just wanted them to bring their lights up. I don't know what the fuck I was saying. Like, I was just trying to say things I thought people would absolutely agree with so they would put the lights on and we could really charge up the show. But thank you guys for pointing me out. That shit was stupid. Let me go back to making my music, right? If he said that, nobody gives a flying fuck about it, right? But because it became a thing where you get to showcase your support for a specific community that is oppressed, everybody and their mother got to come out the woodwork for it, right? And then once the people come out the woodwork, once Elton John, Madonna, and all these people start commenting, the organizations that are putting on these festivals, they have to take you off, because if you don't condemn, you support in the eyes of the public.
Right.
And even if you don't support, please believe Elton John, Madonna, and these other motherfuckers that are trying to get some clout off the situation are going to come out and go, hey, why are you supporting this person who's homophobic?
Yeah.
And if they don't say something, the gays that have supported them for so long are going to come at them and go, so we support you and then you're just silent when we need you the most. So like everybody is fighting for their own reputation or fighting for clout, right?
Yeah, because I could see multiple artists at Lollapalooza being like, oh, I'm not going to associate because of whatever. And then they lose 5 artists. Like maybe gay artists that are performing, they're like, yeah, I don't want to be on the same stage.
So they got to protect themselves from losing the artists.
Do we lose
that are
1
there.
or lose 5?
Yeah, well, and I don't even think they're worried about the artists, but that is a good point. I just think they're worried about reputation. Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I mean, the money for the festival, also their reputation, but like,
Yeah, I literally just think it's reputation. Because
Just reputation.
people are still going to go to the festival. No one's selling the tickets. They hype. Like, everybody's ready to be out there and get delted. You know what I mean? They out there ready for that delta, right? Yeah. We've been seeing all these festivals go crazy. Numbers spiking. Nobody gives a fuck because nobody afraid of the Rona no more. Let's go. But they don't want the smoke. They don't want to be known as, and once one festival cancels, if you don't cancel him,
then
now you're the homophobic festival.
yeah.
Right? So Lollapalooza said, nah. Governor's Ball just said, nah. Right? And now the Governor's Ball said, nah. DaBaby realized how many millions of dollars he's going to end up losing because of this. Because it's not just this. It's your European tours. It's all the tours around the world that you are going to be in. Yeah. And this motherfucker doubled down. That's the dumbest shit. He kept doubling down. I'm going to be an icon. I'm going to be a star. Sometimes I got to know you're going to be apologizing. That's what you're going to
And
do.
the issue is the double down was worse. I think probably worse than what he said initially.
Why?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because, let him get it out.
Because the double down was like, because initially he says like, if you don't have HIV, AIDS, or something that kills you in 3 weeks, put your lighter up. And it's like, that's insensitive, blah, blah, I get it.
Yeah.
But then he comes back and says, no, my gay fans are not nasty. They don't have HIV, AIDS, or whatever.
Yeah.
And so like he puts gas on the HIV thing.
Yeah.
While like also separating like the gay community, which like if you're already offended by what he said and you're in the gay community, like what he said was more offensive to you.
And then he said, y'all do you, I'm going to do me.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is very much, I don't care if
that
you
was
like
the
me or
double
not.
down
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So like
And
I
then
think
the gays were like, we will.
yeah.
Oh, we're going to do you all right. You're going to get
Exactly.
fucked in your ass financially. Get ready.
Yeah. So
he literally put the gas on them.
Yeah.
Right? He charged them up.
yeah.
He could have said nothing, but he basically said, I dare you.
Yeah.
And they took that fucking dare.
Yeah. And I think he underestimated like the influence.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think when you're at that level, you understand your influence. Like,
I think he
Gay influence.
I think
their
he
influence.
misunderstood like gay influence. And
He
was like,
overestimated DaBaby.
Yeah.
He thought
maybe.
that motherfucker was the guy leading the world, right?
Right.
Like, and I understand when you're built in that ecosystem, and the only people around you are the people either kissing your ass or the people screaming your name because how famous you are. You start to think, holy shit, I'm the president. I can say whatever the fuck I want to say. What they gonna do?
right.
You know? I think he put out a video like, I don't know if it was the next day or something they already had filmed, but like he had like a sign in the
They
video.
had it filmed, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had like AIDS on the fucking sign. So it looks like he was trolling.
Yeah.
It was probably an older video.
I don't think so.
No, he said, I think he had a post that said like he filmed that video, then flew straight to Rolling Loud, then performed. and he had the video knowing it was going to be a controversy or something, which I don't think.
Or he could have edited something onto the picture. Like it might have been a film before, edited after, because he's like, yeah, let's put gas on it, and like make a moment.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I think it's just so funny to see these things happen. And also there's the hypocrisy of these festivals, right?
Yep.
And they're aware of their own hypocrisy. They're in a situation where there's nothing they could do that's going to be consistent.
Yeah.
They're valueless. They're moralless, right? And they have to be.
Yes.
Right? If they say nothing, they're absolutely trashed by the artists. Like what Mark was saying, artists could start saying, I don't want to be at Lollapalooza if you're not going to protect the LGBT community, right? But at the same time, if they do take DaBaby off, then we're going to go through every lyric of all the other people that are there. And surely, if we have some hip-hop dudes at this festival, there's going to be some F-bombs thrown.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be snitching on these artists, so I'm not going to do it. But, like, it ain't hard to snitch. The motherfucker said it, and their shit, right? Tons of them. The people that are performing at those very shows have tons of homophobic lyrics.
Old Matt Damon stuff just flying out of there. Letting it rip.
And that's just the homophobia. You want to talk about other morally bankrupt shit that they're saying? They're going to have it in there.
Which is interesting because I started to see that comment. You've made it a lot of times, but I started to see that comment in like the comments on DaBaby. Like the lyrics of half of these guys are about murder and God knows what else. And now you have a problem with what he says?
Yeah.
You don't have a problem if it's on his song? Which is a point, again, you've been making for a while, but this time I started to see that in the comments from like, I started to see that voice get louder.
And I think what I'm realizing about like hip hop, I think that most people do this already with hip hop, so we don't need to create this caveat. We have to create it with comedy, but hip hop, usually you get to say whatever you want with impunity. But like, I think what the thing with hip hop is, and the difference in comedy is like, hey, we don't really believe these things. We're saying jokes. And these are playing off of like feelings that we have, but that we control in normal society, and we don't act on these feelings. They're essentially all lies, but they tap into a feeling of truth. Take my wife, please. You don't want someone to take your wife, but sometimes you're like, man, get this woman away from me. This is old Borscht Belt comedy, right? And that still exists today with all these feelings, right? So I think with hip hop is the rappers, yo, this is my life. I was really out here doing this shit, killing people, selling drugs. They weren't, most of them, right? Maybe they were associated or kind of close or something like that. That being said, like, all of us got a little Tony Montana in us. Deep down, we don't want to be a drug kingpin, but we see the life, we're like, it'd be kind of cool to be a drug kingpin. You know?
So there's a mafia documentary on Netflix that just came out. It's so fire, and I'm so like, yeah, it looks so
mafia.
That looks amazing. It looks so cool.
Right.
In reality, I don't want to kill people for no reason.
Exactly.
But it's fucking
I'll
fun
live
to,
vicariously through it in the music.
Yes.
And I think all of us get to tap into that. So when these lyrics are said, I don't think we're living vicariously through the homophobia. But the morally bankrupt shit like murder and drug dealing and stuff like that, there's something sexy about it because of film and television all these years. What a dangerous lifestyle it is, right? Some people might feel the same way about being in a fucking biker gang or something like that. So I understand like why we want to live that way and why, for whatever reason, it's more acceptable.
Yeah.
I think the reason why it gets tricky with rap is because they're like, nah, that's really me. I lived it. If they were really like, I'm kind of like a theater kid.
Yeah, that's a Lil Tecca thing.
That's
like,
Lil Tecca.
Lil Tecca is this rapper, and like he just said over and over, like he has all these like lyrics, like I make you dance with my Glock, like shit like that. And then they go, "Do you have guns?" He goes, "Nah, I've never owned a gun. I've never shot a gun." He's like, "I grew up in the suburbs. I'm not in a gang. I just like to rap crazy shit because it's fun."
Yeah,
he's like 18-year-old kid, and like his music's great.
Yeah, it's like us with jokes. Like we just make these. We have these crazy feelings or a crazy perspective about a topic, and we're like, let's go. Let's make something funny, and we elicit laughter with these ideas because they are so absurd. They are so crazy. So. Maybe one day we'll be able to treat rap in the same way. Homophobia is different because I don't think we're like tapping into like our like hatred.
Right.
You know what I mean? Regardless of what Robin DiAngelo says, that fucking bozo. What a bozo of a lady that lady is.
Yeah.
I don't even know who she is.
You shouldn't. It's fine.
I feel like I'm happier that way.
Yes.
Probably
way
smarter
happier.
too.
I wish I never was on Twitter that day. Just to see her yap her stupid fucking crusty Nancy Pelosi mouth about comedy. Just go back to writing books, you fucking dork bitch. Anyway. So she's just the lady who's like, comedy's inherently racist as an excuse.
She wrote White Fragility is like her big book that like got super famous.
She was the woman that like
she's a white woman.
Hired. Of course, she's a white woman. Yeah, of course.
I don't want to hear any white woman's opinion on racism ever.
You know, she's white Candace Owens. Like, you know how there always will be a place on the internet for a black person to tell white people they're not racist
Yeah,
and that they haven't done anything wrong, there will always be a place on the internet for a white person to tell minorities that white people are
all
racist.
Yeah.
You're monetizing white guilt just in a different way.
In a different way.
Yeah, there's like, oh, I feel guilty that like I grew up in a racist place. Tell me that I'm not racist.
Exactly.
And
I
then there's
respect
people-
Candace Owens more because she got to stand in fire.
Oh,
Her
yeah.
people are coming at her fucking neck.
Yeah.
Agree or disagree, she stands in a fire.
Yeah.
This bitch is removing herself from the fire even.
Totally goofy.
I don't know. She probably gets crazy death threats and shit. Like she probably has her own shit. I'm like,
Yeah,
I wouldn't
guess.
want to be on the fringe either way, trying to monetize people's guilt. That seems
Yeah,
crazy.
it's a weird way
These
to make a
people are
living.
gross, dude.
Cancel her. Cancel her. Take her out of Barnes and Noble or wherever the fuck she wants to be.
The issue with the DaBaby thing to me is that, I mean, obviously he said shit that's crazy, but he, like, when you attach it to like HIV and AIDS, it's like so much more visceral.
Yeah.
Like if you're saying like I don't know, there's all these lyrics that people are pulling up from rappers and shit being like, oh, I don't fuck with gay shit.
Yeah.
But when you are saying like, when you're putting this like visceral attachment to things that like people died from, that I don't know, it makes it a different association in your head. I think if he just said the parking lot thing, he'd be fine.
Mark, I'll be completely honest with you. And this goes back to the Chris Rock joke. If he said that in a song, he's fine.
Yeah. Even the HIV shit.
Even the HIV, no matter what you say, if it's in a song, it's totally fine. Because what happens is in a song, we could tap into the joke thing. Hey, this is just a joke. It's just a piece of art. I'm living vicariously through it. It's like, okay, these guys are, and it's fine. It's kind of fucked up. It's like the bigotry of low expectations. You guys have heard that. But like, I really think there's a lot of people that are just like, it's okay if rappers are homophobic because they don't know better.
Right.
They're from circumstances where they don't know better. And it's like you're actually holding them to a lower standard. It's kind of fucked up. But that being said, like if it was in a song, you'd be able to chalk it up to, oh, he's just rhyming a moment and taking this passionate thing and blah, blah, blah. But the fact that there wasn't any beat going, it's like you being a person. It's the difference, like we always say, is like if the racist or homophobic or bigoted thing you say is the joke, it's okay. You're not going to cancel someone for the joke. But if you say it as you're walking down the street and someone cuts you off, you can't go, oh yeah, it's just a joke. So it felt like he wanted that. He felt like he really felt that way. And then when he doubled down on it, it's like, you dummy.
Yeah.
You dummy. All you have to do is say you're sorry and you don't lose millions of dollars.
That's also a place where having a hype man is really not helpful.
Because he gassed them, right?
The hype man's like, yo, y'all looking sus as a motherfucker right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
It's like, all right, no, I didn't mean to say that. Don't hype that part. Hype it in the other way. Be like, he didn't mean it.